Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the topic from repertory. The topic is steps to repertorization. Now we'll see the introduction part. Repertorization is a process of elimination which starts with a broad choice and slowly narrows down the field, giving us adequate small group of medicine so that the final selection is made easier with the help of further selection to the materia medica. Repertorization is not only a mechanical process of counting rubrics and totaling marks obtained by a medicine. It also includes logical steps to reach the repertory proper and finally differentiating the remedies with the help of materia medica. Repertory follows the logic of induction and deduction. The steps to repertorization starts from case taking and ends by finding out the simillimum. The following steps are indispensable in order to arrive at the terminal stage of remedy selection. Now what are the steps? First, case taking, then defining the problem, next analysis of symptoms, evaluation of symptom, totality of symptoms, selection of repertory, repertorial totality, selection of rubrics, repertorial technique, repertorial result, repertorial analysis, miasmatic assessment, susceptibility assessment, plan of treatment, potency selection and application. Now we see the first one, that is a case taking, which is a stepping stone for repertorization, and a well taken case is half cured. Dr. Kent once mentioned to his followers, there are lot of symptoms but there is no case. What is the case then? A case comprises of symptoms which gives the totality of a person's suffering. The totality of symptoms forms a case for the physician. In every event, there exists a totality provided an expert can perceive it. Likewise, in every alteration of state of health, a totality exists which can be perceived by a physician. Case taking is the first step, and the outcome of treatment entirely depends upon the success of this first step. Any mistake committed here would certainly interfere in the selection of drugs and planning of the treatment. It is a unique art of getting into conversation, of serving and collecting data from the patient as well as from the bystanders to define the patient as a person and disease. For homeopathic physician, expression at all levels, mental, physical, general and particular, are required to individualize the person as well as to diagnose the condition. Now we'll see the second point, defining the problem. Once the case is taken well, interpreted and recorded properly, the physician should be in a position to define the problem precisely. The record should guide him to understand the person and his disease. Master Hahnemann explained in aphorism 3 what is to be cured in a disease, that is to say, in every individual case of the disease. This usually deals with the differentiation of the symptoms of the disease from those of the patient. To define a problem means to define the individual who is facing the problem. The individual is fully revealed to a physician from the effects of different events associated with the individual as well as from the related data collected from the various sources. Diagnosis of the disease, which is of crucial importance, would segregate the peculiar characteristic expressions from the common ones. Thus, only by precisely defining the problem, a physician would be in a position to go ahead further in the right direction. The next point is analysis of symptom. It is the breakdown of all symptoms of the case into qualified characteristic and unqualified common symptoms and selection of only qualified characteristic symptoms into various groups from the case. As a result, each symptom can be evaluated for rearranging the only characteristic symptoms to erect the totality or the conceptualization of image of the patient. The next point is evaluation of symptoms. Evaluation means to value symptoms according to their importance and dignity. It implies the principles of grading or ranking the different symptoms in order of priority, which are to be matched with drug symptoms. After analysis, physician has to determine the value of each symptom. Elizabeth Wright says, the evaluation of symptoms is perhaps the most important part of homeopathic technique and for a beginner one of the most difficult tasks. But it becomes easy and automatic if one adheres strict to the principles and philosophy of homeopathic practice. The basic principle is symptoms are ranked according to their intensity. The purpose is to form a comprehensive portrait of the disease so that a similar portrait can be found in materia medica. One important general can overrule several particulars. Particulars become important if qualified with modalities. Take minimum symptoms of maximum importance. Predisposing causes are of greater value in prescribing, but precipitating causes of great value in acute prescribing. In Kantian method, mentals, then physicals, and then particulars. First characteristic particulars, then comes the common particulars. In Bogas method, pathological generals and objective symptoms are more important. Now we will see the fifth point, totality of symptoms or synthesis of case. Totality should be erected according to the fact collected in the case. All the symptoms which are classified and evaluated don't form a working totality. So the physician has to select the few which can logically represent the whole picture, and the logical arrangement must follow a definite principle. Synthesis means making whole out of part. Case synthesis is defined as the process of rearranging the information obtained from case taking to form a comprehensive and conceptual image. The presence of common symptoms and excess of particulars do not help to make a distinctive image. Generals give a strong individuality to the image. Aphorism 18. Totality of symptoms observed in each case of disease can be the only indication to guide us in selection of remedy. By this individualization, we can eliminate the general symptoms common to similar pathological conditions. The next point, sixth point, is selection of repertory. After the totality is erected, the following points are considered. 1. Generals, mentals, physical. Then particulars, location, sensation, modalities and concomitant. Third, pathological generals. Full of generals, Kent repertory is best choice. Pathological generals, Bogar's repertory is best choice. More particulars, therapeutic pocket book, Bogar also can be used. Synthetic repertory for more generals and pathological generals, but no particulars. Generals, synthesis, complete, homeopathic medical repertory. Recent repertories are used for all kind of cases. 7th point, repertorial totality. After selecting the repertory, the next step is to rearrange the totality according to the repertory selected, also called as repertorial syndrome, as it consists of signs and symptoms. Now we will see the techniques of repertorization. Thumb finger method, plain paper method, repertory sheet method, card method and computer method. There are two methods of repertorization: aggregation method and elimination method. Use a homeopathic repertory either in book form or through the repertorization software to help you to find the most appropriate remedy. The repertory contains a vast list of symptoms and their corresponding remedies. Translate the patient's symptom into the language of the repertory. Look for rubrics, specific symptom description that closely match the patient's symptoms. Assign numerical values to these rubrics based on their intensity and relevance to the case. Repertory software. If you are using repertory software, enter the symptoms and rubrics into the program. The software will calculate the scores for various remedies based on the rubrics you have selected. Now the 10th point is repertorial result. A group of close running medicines are noted according to the symptoms covered and marks obtained. For example, Calcarea Carb 8 rubrics and 16 marks. Now it is written as 16/8. A few medicines which are nearer to first are also noted. 11th point, repertorial analysis. The remedy that gets the highest marks is not necessarily the final remedy. Results should be finally verified in the court of materia medica. Marks are important, but these do not constitute the final verdict. Picture of patient to be compared with the drug and differentiated with the help of materia medica. The field of differentiating the drug is called potential differential field, PDF. Conceptual image minus repertorial totality is equal to PDF. Grading of drug is given or is based on intensity of the symptoms in the drug. So intensity of symptom is necessary. Now we will see the 12th point, that is miasmatic assessment. 13th one is a susceptibility assessment. 14th one is a plan of treatment, acute, chronic or intercurrent. Then 15th one is a remedy selection. Based on the analysis of the repertory, materia medica study and the totality of symptoms, select the remedy that best fits the case. Now the potency selection we will see. Potency is usually used to refer to the degree of dilution that a homeopathic remedy has undergone in its manufacturing process. Once you have selected the remedy, choose the appropriate potency and dosage. Potency selection depends on factors such as the patient's constitution, sensitivity and the nature of the condition. Start with minimum dose and adjust as per the necessity during the follow-up. Now we will see the concluding part. Remember that repertorization is a complex and individualized process that requires a deep understanding of both the patient and the homeopathic remedies. It is crucial to approach each case with care, sensitivity and a commitment to ongoing assessment and adjustment. Thank you.